Oh, it's been a wee while. I took some Wednesdays mostly because my Wednesdays were busy.
Oh.
June was a combination of a trip to Montreal. Joe seemed to always have a graduation or a prom thing or something involving taking pictures. And then my buddy was in town and he needed a ride. Everything seemed to happen exactly. And then Brittany would ask, "Ugh, are you doing beer review tonight?" In this kind of a, are you actually, I haven't seen you all day. I haven't seen you in 3 days. Are you doing that? I said,
Yeah, yeah,
no, I'm not going to do that
no,
because I said, I have no plan and it's just me. And, I'm not as,
yeah,
if I'm talking to someone else, fine. But if it's just me, I'm like, mm. So I was happy to not
yeah. Good
disappoint.
idea.
Yeah, keep the happiness quotient kind of high there.
Yeah,
Anywho,
good idea.
well,
But here we are again.
if we'll get you before the bugs start biting, shall we? Shall we begin?
Let's go.
Right. I
Yeah,
mm,
let's do
I
it.
still have some supper stuck in my. I'll have to cleanse my. Oh, look, water right there.
I had pizza.
And with the cleansing of
Pizza.
the palate. Ah,
Oh, you just mentioned it, and now I was going to say I don't feel mosquitoes, but there's one on
sorry.
my. Why
Yeah,
do they go for the ankles? Why? Why?
are you wearing socks?
Huh?
Strangely
Huh?
enough, they go for the edges. So they go. If you wear a hat, you'll get them all around your hat line. You'll go all around the sleeves.
Oh,
They don't seem to really. No, that's black flies, but they don't really go for
black
large
flies.
patches of
Yeah.
skin. They kind of go, "Oh, I'll sneak in right here, and you won't notice it." Anyway,
Yeah.
it
Well,
is
I'm going to give it a go
all right. Well, we'll
outside.
we'll try. It is
Yeah.
8:07. I am Ross. Joining me again is my co-host Ian, and together, after having taken a little bit of a hiatus, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. It is not to say that we were not drinking beer, because Ian was definitely drinking more beer than myself. I was trying. I was trying to drink some beer. I was having some. Oh no! I bought some Galaxies. I introduced. That's right. I had a friend come to town, and I asked him what does he like. He says I kind of like hazy IPAs, and I like a good solid lager. And I went, well, then I'm going to go buy some Toller Gold and some Propeller Galaxy just to make you happy. And he loved both of them. We had a delightful night with
Oh,
that.
excellent. Excellent. Where's he from?
He, where's who?
Where's he from?
He originally just down the way outside of Halifax. We went to the same high school together. So he was from
Ah, he's in
Timberley,
Nova Scotia now. Okie
Timberley way.
dokie.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry, Nova
Okie
Scotia.
dokie. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I'm
Well, I
being
was I
summoned.
was I was drinking mostly IPAs while I was away in England and Scotland.
Mm.
Just because, I mean, yeah, just because I've been
It,
missing out all these years now. So now I've got the taste of them. I feel like I have to catch up on them all. So
I
I was doing what I could. So I was doing my best to drink Britain dry. Um, and I think I made a pretty healthy sized hole in the IPA
I've
mm, catalog back there in the UK. I think I did pretty well.
I did wonder about it. I wondered if you would be agreeable to some IPAs getting back from your IPA tour, but then I
No,
thought, well, these
absolutely.
are Nova Scotian IPAs. There might be a
Yeah,
difference. And I guess
absolutely.
my question is the stereotype is that everything is a very muddy British, a pub ale, a mild brown or bitter. Were you hunting for an IPA in Britain the way that we hunt for a mild, darker porter stout here in Nova Scotia?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. They're pretty much everywhere like they are here. That's for sure.
Hmm.
No, I wasn't. I didn't have to go far to find them. Um, I like going to. I think I've mentioned it. The Weatherspoons chain of pubs. They are. I think you either love them or hate them. I love them because you can go in there and have an array of craft ales on display that you can choose from. That chipmunk is eyeing me. hope it's not eyeing my nuts. That's here at the moment.
I
You should
hope
go away.
hope so
Um,
too.
now, uh, an array of bevies, and invariably there's half a dozen IPAs on. And wherever and by the way, this is the best part about the Weatherspoons chain is very cheap, very very cheap.
Hmm.
Like less than half price what you'd pay for it in other pubs in free houses. Yeah, it's really really cheap and all good. It's all good.
I question the business model. I don't understand how they can stay in business with such a
There's
plan.
there's hundreds and hundreds of them that in the chain. They do very well because they are no frills. Listen, I'm not there. I'm not trying to advertise them right now, but if ever you find yourself across the water and you're looking to get some good craft ales, much cheapness, I fully
Hmm.
endorse them. Yeah, go for it.
Now, would you say those were largely produced beer, or are these sort of the smaller pubs? Where do you get the beers from? Because we live in a place with a very tiny population spread kind of wide. You know, we're about, I think on average, are we 10 people per square kilometer?
Don't know.
Population of NS per square km.
All in the You're all in HRM.
20.
600,000 people living in the HRM.
On
Okay,
average, 20. Kings County,
right.
in our county, it's roughly 11, between 11 and 34 per square kilometer, depending on the specific subdivision. So yeah, on average, about 20 people per square kilometer. Now,
Well, that's fascinating. Do me a favor then, while you're on there, find out what the equivalent is in the UK, will you?
just
Because
about to.
because there's 60 million. 60, no,
It,
there's more than that now. It's like 70 million or something.
it's a little higher
Okay,
than 20 people per square kilometer, just a bit higher.
300.
It's nearly 300. It's 285
Right. Okay.
on
Interesting.
average. So that's, Heart of
Yeah.
London, the Orkneys,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
all of it.
For sure.
That's
Sure.
fair.
Sure.
Anyway, it's a beer show. Uh,
Yeah.
we've got some IPAs, and first up, we've got this. This is one that's actually new to the Pardon. Hello. I was gonna close those, but then I thought they might not come down here.
You have chipmunk. Sorry, I have
You
chipmunk
have chipmunks
invasion.
eyeing your nuts, and I have
You
a
have your own little
3-year-old who
chipmunks.
is
Yeah.
avoiding going to bed like the plague.
Oh, don't you hate that? Don't you hate that?
Glass?
We've all been, we've all been there.
Like broken glass? Oh, do you know what it is? I think it's a piece of an Easter egg. There was some shards. If you're not dangerously hurt, I've just not dropped that all over the place. We'll never know. Regardless, Schoolhouse, Schoolhouse
Yeah.
Brewery. I'm in the Schoolhouse. I've got the thing. And this was because okay, fully explanation. I do have the Pollyanna, but Ian's
Mm.
Pollyanna didn't survive.
No.
So
No, it was showing sign. I forgot that about a month or 6 weeks ago,
I
I
think
messaged you and said, "Uh-oh,
yeah,
have a look at me Pollyanna." I took a photograph of it, and it had
yeah.
this horrible brown stuff all around the lid, around the bit that they sew onto it at the top. I'm sure they use sewing. Yeah, they sew it on. I don't know how they do it.
You
It's
can see the
magic,
stitches.
but it was definitely showing signs of of not looking well. So I did that thing where I thought, I'll open it now and drink it because I like it, and therefore getting rid of probably the last can of Pollyanna, unless there's more knocking around.
I did
But
we?
I didn't want it
I'll
to
look
get
it up.
worse. I,
I'll look it up.
yeah, I didn't want it to get any worse, Ross. So I thought I might as well drink it straight away because, like I said, there was brown stuff coming out of the thing, and which suggested it was spoiling.
There's something I did see a little bit of news that they were planning to not exactly resurrect. Am I spelling that right? Oh no, there's two L's. Resurrect the Two Crows recipes, where Gahan was planning to serve some of them. Yeah, here we go. Two Crows are back to be served at Gahan House and canned for NSLC sales. So some recipes, but then some of the comments are recipes will continue to be brewed by Murphy Hospitality Group under the Two Crows name, but it's not the same people, brewery, or vibe. So I think the
Okay,
recipes went to Gahan,
right,
which is owned by Murphy Hospitality Group. So I'll have to keep a bit of an eye on that. They may put some of the
absolutely.
cans they may put some of the cans, and they may come back to to the LC. So I think, yeah, this is all I need. Give me the Pollyanna back is one of the top
Yeah.
comments. So
Is it really?
I'm
It's
so curious about missing out on this because, again, when this was there,
Yeah.
I was both in my I'm not so sure about Two Crows phase, and also why has everything got to be an IPA phase? So I definitely missed out. I know you've had quite a bit. So I guess
I
for the
love it.
purposes of tonight, can you give us our 10 words or less retroactive what you thought of it, not drinking it tonight review?
Pollyanna. On a scale of 1 to 10, Ross,
Oh my.
if it's it's. I think it may have just eclipsed the Frig Off as my favorite IPA
Ooh,
to drink
you've been
to drink sessionably, but which is really sad, of course, because at the moment it doesn't exist, does it?
yes.
Unless there are a few. Yeah.
Well,
right. Okay.
the NSLC says no.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
So I'm gonna beat you up for it. You've got one can left there, and I'll drive around now and fight you for it. Let's do it. Let's do rock paper scissors over the air.
I mean,
And
it's a no-brainer for me because you've had it before and I haven't. So I'm just
I
sort of
can't
calling
believe
it.
I can't believe you've come this far without having a can of Pollyanna. And after I've waxed lyrical about it now for such a long time, if you went, it's all right, but it's not that good, then I'll be a little bit disappointed. And I feel as if I've let you down, but I think it's amazing.
I want to give it good marks, but I want to try it. So the question is, I might try it on my own. Yes.
All right. All right.
Yeah, you do.
Why
Hey.
there's no more right here?
It's time to photo mom upstairs.
Why there's no more right there?
No, that's a little gap. I'll explain it to you when you're big, but not right now because it's bedtime.
But I gotta get a little sword so you fit in it.
No, that's not how keyboards work. He wants to fit things in the gaps in the keyboard.
Okay.
Because there's a world and there's stuff, and that's how it's got to go. All right, off to bed.
I've opened it while you're playing daddy.
While I'm
I've
wrangling
opened it.
ever so slightly. Right.
I'm pouring.
Also right.
I'm pouring, and I've opened it.
Well, I'll
And,
tell you what. We haven't read a description of it yet. Did you know?
No, I was just filling for time. Just filling in dead air.
Are you ready for this? So Martok IPA. I think this is the one that they did in conjunction with Martok themselves. So that they Martok either asked them to brew a beer or they said they're going to provide a beer to Martok, which was at first, I think, an exclusive. It wasn't exclusive for very long. They started having it back at Schoolhouse. But on the side of the can, it says, "Let the bracing citrus aroma of our Martok IPA guide you to the slopes." Because Martok is the local ski hill just down the road from Schoolhouse. Yeah. A West Coast IPA. This juicy little number artfully blends bold hops flavor with a signature grapefruit kick, all bundled in a hazy golden package with a pleasant bitter finish. A quintessential refreshment to share with friends at the lodge after a long day in the powder. And what a long day of skiing we've had, the two of us. This is just perfect.
I know.
Very
it is.
timely.
We're sitting up here, by the fire,
Yeah.
a hot chocolate to be at the ready, and we're just going to have this nice après ski before tucking into a plate of nachos, probably. I think it's going to be refreshing, and having done a little bit of snowboarding in the past, mate, done a lot of that. If you're sat there afterwards in the sunshine, if the sunshine is out, it's not so bad, is it? Maybe not in Nova Scotia, it's probably not very warm. But I've done enough. I've done enough in Europe, and once you've finished your snowboarding or your skiing, you can sit up on a deck in the sunshine and feel really rather warm while you're drinking a nice cold beverage. This smells very refreshing.
It doesn't smell very westy to me. It's throwing a lot of things at me in the description. It's throwing
Citrus.
juicy and West Coast at the same time.
Right. Mm.
I think
Okay.
bold hops or something like that. Signature
Okay.
grapefruit kick. Yeah, bold hops and grapefruit kick. Very curious. I've done a little amount of skiing, and if I remember, it's usually overcast and windy, and you do all your runs, and then finally you just decide to go inside into the lodge and you hide. You hide from the
Yeah.
elements. There's none of this sitting out in the sun.
I've not done that at Martok, I must admit. No.
Yeah.
No, not in February.
Yeah.
No, it's a bit too cold for that. That's right. I've just taken a swig.
It's too damn. You're completely out of practice. You don't remember how to do this at all, do you? Well, anyway,
No, sorry about that.
cheers. And you,
Cheers.
well, you tell me, and I'll cheers it.
Cheers. I poured 4/5 of it, and it wasn't hazy. But of course, what I've done now is finished off the can, and
yes.
it's gone very, very hazy.
It is nicely hazy.
It is. I was waiting for this grapefruit kick at the back end. It's subtle. It's not walloping me.
You're right. It's. I'm not even sure that it's there at all for me.
The bitter grapefruit kick.
Did it say it was going to be?
I tell you what, it's got a nice body. There's some backbone to it. It's very smooth. There's a nice mouth feel. A nice mouth feel. Do you think it's 5 point? What is it? 5.3. 5.3.
It is a 5.3. Yeah, so
it's plenty strong enough, and they're calling it a session IPA. That worries me a little bit because being a Brit, a session beer is 5.3.
I think
You Canadians, you know, anything less than that, and it's like a child's drink. But to me, 5.3 is not sessionable. That's going to knock you on your ass if you have 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, that's neat. The Beer Show NB, our friends over at Beer Show NB, they've recently done a video on the Brig and Bark Session IPA, which was the one that I was just looking up because the Session IPA from Brig and Bark is 3.5.
3.5. Now that's
for a Session IPA. Now, it is the lowest ABV that we've got tonight, and a 5.3 is is pretty close to a standard lager, like a 5.0. That's basically where everything meets in the middle for Canadian / Nova Scotian beers, I feel. So calling it a session, I'm okay with them calling it a Session IPA, being under 6% is, and then go further than that. I mean, could you call it slightly sessionable? Would you call it that one?
Well, I mean, if you want a really short session, then yeah, it's still a session.
And on you go.
That's right. That's right.
Go.
I think it's a stretch.
You're right to come all the way back to the grapefruit kick. I'm not getting it. It's bold hops, yes. Hazy golden package, yes. Pleasant,
apparently.
pleasant bitter finish, yes. Not an unpleasant bitter finish, which the old IPAs that would just burn, and the heartburn IPAs would burn. And no, so when I first had this, I had this at Martok because my daughter got big into skiing a couple of years ago, so maybe 2 winters ago, and I'd drop her off, and then I'd go back and pick her up after about 3 hours or so. So I'd go and I'd sit about. And if I was quite early, I'd go in and I'd say, "Oh yeah, what have you got here?" I said, "Oh well, we've got this IPA from Schoolhouse." I said, "Oh, what is it?" They said, "Well, it's one they made for us." Well, okay. And I tried it, and I went, "Yeah, that's an IPA. I think it was clear. I don't think it was hazy like this one is." So maybe the recipe may have tweaked ever so slightly before they started selling it as the Martok IPA, something like that. But and it's calling itself a West Coast IPA, and those are usually clear. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's not tasting like a West Coast IPA to me. It doesn't have the hop profile of a that I've now come to associate with West Coasters. But equally, it's not big and hazy and juicy like a Northeast IPA, a New England IPA.
It's a bit.
It's a bit in the middle. It's in the middle, and I have no problem with it being in the middle
No.
because you know me, I've given in now to the hoppiness of the Westies as well as the New England ones. This one is really it's 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 like a slightly more hoppy pale ale for me.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm okay with it. It's very smooth. I wouldn't say it was crushable, even though it's smooth, because of the strength of it. But I'm not struggling to get it down, Ross. So in that respect, it's kind of doing what it says it's going to do.
It is the only tick that I would take away. Well, either being a West Coast IPA, and the grapefruit kick, but those
Yeah,
two things were the things
I
that
think
I
I'm
was
great with it.
worried about. Well, no, I could have used a grapefruit
Okay.
kick. I would have enjoyed that. But the West Coast IPA usually means a huge hop profile and bitterness. So I think
Yeah.
based on the description, it's not
Finally.
quite hitting the description mark. So for me, this is
Mm,
tasty,
mm,
really easy to drink. I think the difference between the crushability of this, if we take the word session IPA, and if I were to say that the sessionability isn't in the ABV, which it is for the Brig and Bark. The Brig and Bark has a sessionable ABV. You could 3.5. You could drink 6 of those, and well, maybe not. You could have 3, and you still feel mostly okay. But this one, the
yeah.
sessionability isn't the percentage, isn't the ABV. The sessionability of this one is the I can drink it and not taste like my
You
mouth's on
drink it.
fire. So I
Yep.
think
Yep.
instead of session IPA, and I'm glad they didn't choose this one, this is a bland IPA. This is an easy to drink IPA, still coming in at
I think it's
5.3.
bland.
I think it's a little
I
bland.
think it's bland.
I think it's a little middle,
A little
like you said.
bland.
It's middle ground. It's not too hoppy to be a hoppy IPA,
Right.
and it's not too hazy to be a hazy IPA, and it's not too light in body to be a sessionable low alcohol percentage
Right.
one. So
It's lacking a bit of flavor.
it's lacking personality in any direction, but somehow
Right.
I think that that's what you can get away with if you call yourself a session IPA. So this is just
I
a
understand.
thing. It's just on the table. There you go. It's a table wine, kind of
Is it
just.
refreshing? Yeah, yeah.
It,
Do you find it refreshing?
I do. It
Good.
would be even more refreshing if it were cold. Mine's not ice
Ah,
cold.
thank you.
This is a good ice cold one.
I wish I'd left it in the fridge longer. I've felt the same thing. That IPAs, I just need to drink them colder, and I put these in a little bit later than I planned to. So I think this would definitely benefit. And isn't that weird? I've been saying all this time, just cold beer, it just freezes all the flavor out of it. But with certain styles of beer,
Mm.
IPAs being one of them, I'm gonna want it a little colder
And
because I want to be refreshed when I drink
it
an
is the
IPA.
refreshing part of it, but
Yeah,
but and
yeah,
I feel it's important to try it at multiple temperatures, and trying it at a cooled temperature, not ice cold, but a chilled temperature. You're supposed to say, there's all of it's hitting you in all the parts, and the body of it is
right,
it's not quite reaching the cheeks, but it's getting the top of my mouth for bitterness, but not too much. It's getting
mm,
all of the tongue for the juicy and the flavor and the profiles, the whole thing. It's a well balanced, well bodied IPA that I would like that if I had 2, I would chill the second one and I would have that on a hot day. It's a really good.
right,
It's not often we find a hot day ice cold IPA that we like.
right.
They're all kind
I'm
of
just saying right to everything you're saying because I am
dubious.
agreeing with most of it. It's just lacking a little something for me as well.
Mm.
But I'm in. But I'm.
But I think
I've
it's
really
meant
enjoyed it.
to.
It's almost finished. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if it's just meant to. So I'm struggling because I like it. I think it's slightly missed the mark of what it's described, but I think it's still hitting that what an idea of a session IPA could be if it wasn't just about the ABV. And I don't think it is.
Mm,
It's just it's a low It's a mid-level IPA. It's a non-hard hitting IPA, and
Yeah,
so
so it's easy to drink. It doesn't because it doesn't have that sort of very distinct flavor. You're like, yeah, I can drink this, but I can drink it comfortably enough of them.
mhm.
Whereas something's got um, a very distinctive taste, it can often be overpowering after you've had one or two of them.
Oh
You
yes.
start to feel cloying. We have this trouble, of course. I have this trouble um, what do you call them? Some of the stronger stouts that are absolutely
Oh,
delicious.
the imperial
If
stouts
with,
and
absolutely with a smaller amount, or even the Belgian quads
mm.
or the Belgian lambics, they are absolutely delicious in small doses. You can't have too much because you just begin to feel sick. Never mind the ABV. There's just something about it. Eventually you're like, oh my god,
Mhm.
this is so. I can't drink much of this at all. This doesn't have much a massive amount of personality flavor wise, but yeah, I agree. It's easy to drink, so
Mm.
it's therefore I'm echoing what you're saying that it is in that respect sessionable.
I am having the hardest time. I feel it deserves a 9 out of 10,
Ooh,
but I
really?
just can't do it. And I feel like an 8.9 is too low. I'm getting fractional here. So honestly, it's going to have to be an 8.95.
I'm going for a slap on the eight. I'm going bang on the eight.
You're an 8?
Yeah, I'm going for eight. It's not my favorite, but it's perfectly fine.
Oh,
And I'm giving an eight to something that's perfectly fine. So I this is how much I love IPAs now that I'm giving something
and
something
that's just
that's
it.
perfectly fine an eight.
Based on the price point, if I could buy a case of these
Yeah,
for the same price you could get a case of Toller, I'd convert. I'd think very
right.
hard. I'd have both, honestly. No, I'd have both. That's the short answer. Because sometimes you want
Mm,
something with a bit
mhm.
bolder of a flavor, and other times you just want a golden corn flavored. I love Toller so much. I don't know.
No,
I'm not
more than
sure if
that.
we were live yet, but yeah. So the reason that we were missing for quite a while, just while I digest, was you were away. You went back home to England, back home to the old
Funny, isn't
country.
it? That every time I'm here and I'm going away on vacation to the UK, I always say, "Yeah, I'm going home to the UK. I'm going home." And then while I'm in the UK,
Mm.
I say, "Yeah, I'm flying home on whichever date it is." So it's I'm always home.
Aw.
I'm flying to home from home, and it occurred to me even like big time this time how many times I use the word home from
When you're
wherever
talking
I
about
am,
someone else, somewhere else. Oh,
somewhere
there's a
else.
poetic there's a bit of a
Isn't that
lament
funny?
going on there. I feel where you're what
Like
was
I'm
it?
never home.
Yeah, there's a word for it where you're always traveling. You are begin with an N, like a Napa. I don't want to say a gypsy lifestyle, but there's a word, nomad. Nomad is the word for it,
Nomadic.
and very
Nomadic.
sort of slightly spiritually nomadic ish in
Interesting.
a way. I
Okay.
don't know. We could dissect it. I don't know. I help my daughter
You,
fill out all of her courses. She's taking psychology courses next year, so she'll
wow.
tell me all the things that are wrong with me when she's home for Christmas. We'll see how that goes. That was quite tasty. Moving on. A little bit further down the valley, it's a bit of a valley. Speaking of home, coming back home to the valley, we got Windsor on one end. Near the other end is Annapolis Royal and the Annapolis Brewing Company, where they've got an NEIP called the Fundy Haze, and it is coming in at for one, 46 IBU in the big letters in the can, and 6% ABV,
Six.
6.0, which we did mention is kind
Okay.
of that's the roundabouty. What I feel is the roundabout is on average for IPAs. It's that one notch up. But on the side of the
Mm.
can, it doth say hazy, like a still morning on the Bay of Fundy. This New England style IPA is double dry hopped and overflowing with bright, juicy flavors of citrus, peach, and melon. Soft and smooth on the palate, yet crisp and refreshing like sea spray on a hot day, Fundy Haze is your perfect coastal companion.
I want this now. I'm opening it.
We'll
Glug.
see. We shall.
Wasn't that
see.
lovely? It does sound lovely, doesn't it? It sounds
It
like
does.
everything
Well,
I
sounds like a
want
great
from an IPA.
I'm
Yeah,
all for it.
I want all that. Want all of that. I love the can as well.
The can is gorgeous.
It's an evening.
Well,
It
it's
is.
very dusky. It reminds me sort of like
Yeah.
a caramel, like a oh, what's the one where you burn the top? Creme brulee. That's what I think of when I look at this can.
Yes.
Of course, I've got the sweet tooth, so that's probably why.
It smells sweeter, a little juicier, as you would expect from a NEIPA.
I'm getting a bit more of a malty body out of this one. So, as we wait, I'm going to be waiting a minute for the head of my beer to subside. I never want to sabotage or jinx your travel plans by saying, I hope travel goes well this time. But now that you're back, I get to say, I hope travel went well this time. Did Rebecca go?
No,
Oh,
she was not able to go. No.
well, I don't
Maybe
know
next
why
year,
I
we'll
didn't
see.
know that. Why didn't I know that? Because she went one of the times.
Twice. She's been twice.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe next time, we'll see.
Could have had her on the show, keeping me sane.
Circumstances dictate she couldn't go this time around.
Boff.
Look at the goldiness of that. It's like your Tola Gold. You mentioned it earlier on. It's almost orangey, and it matches your fingernails
She's orange.
beautifully. I might say that.
Well, that was the goal. Yes, we were going for that. Now
They are. It's so gold.
what I did, as I have done as Danny Tanner of Tanner and Company has suggested, since these ones, especially the NEIPA, but all four of them, in fact, I earlier today, so I photographed them
Turn them
for the
upside
thing,
down.
and then I popped them upside down to be turned
Yeah.
right side up just before I opened them and poured them in. Now, obviously, you don't shake them about or anything like that, but you
Clever.
do a
I keep forgetting to do that. You mentioned that 6 weeks ago, or no, longer than that. And I said, I'm going to try doing
look at
that. And
that.
I
It
never
has made
did.
all of the difference.
Really?
So nice. So nice. I had less luck with it with the Session IPA because I hadn't turned that one over because I didn't realize that we were skipping the Polyanna until just minutes before. Regardless.
Sorry.
But
completely ruined the evening.
this one is proving, because at the very beginning of the pour, it was this hazy at the beginning of the pour. And now at the tail end, I've got the whole thing in my Annapolis Brewing glass. It all fits, and it all looks exactly the same. I am nervous because some of the ones that we've had from Annapolis Brewing are not quite as described. I feel like Phoenix English Ale was one of those.
Oh, the English ale. Yeah.
Very tangy.
Yeah.
It was not an English ale as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, spicy.
But yeah, to go back to my
Spicy.
question, travel was smooth? Question mark.
It was very. Everything went without a hitch. I've only had one bad experience, and that was of my own doing 3 years ago, wasn't it? And which turned into a horror show.
It was 50%
Well, anyways.
your own doing. You tried to tick all the boxes
I
and
did.
do all the things, and the appropriate government departments kept saying things like, "Oh, it'll be there in 2 weeks,"
We're on strike.
and or we're on strike.
Yeah, I know that went $2,500 wrong in the end. That's how much it cost to get. It was really annoying because I'd already paid for the flights, but then when you're like hit with that and you just have, so your one-way flight is going to be $2,500 on top of everything you've already paid. You're like, just do it, just pay it, and just get back to Canada. And I'm never ever going to go through that again. So whatever. No, it was perfectly fine. When was the last time you have been to the UK? You've been to Ayrshire?
I have.
Yes.
It's been nearly 20 years.
Oh, is it that long?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's been a while.
Do you yearn to go for a little sort of pop across the pond?
I
Do you
yearn to travel. Yeah.
Anywhere. Yeah,
I'd
I hear you.
love to. I would love
I
for
hear you.
travel to be cheap.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
airline companies would love nothing more than to cut you into little tiny pieces, pour you into
Yeah.
soup, and store your jar of soup body in its plane before flying it
Yeah.
across. It honestly, I don't.
Um,
I don't think they
if they
care
could
if you're
get
alive or dead.
6,000 of us. No, that's right. That's what Rebecca says. She says the word she uses is always they hate us.
Yeah.
Airlines hate us.
Oh yes.
Every time you go on a plane, you think, have they chiseled off another
Mm.
half a centimeter off the chair in front? I'm 5'10" and a half. I'm not a massively tall person. When I see some of these guys walking onto the aircraft and going to sit down in their seat and they're about 6'6", like they're basketball players, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I struggle at five under 6 foot
Yep.
to sit there for 6.5, 7 hours. It's miserable.
Yep.
Anyone over sort of 6'4", 6'5", I can't imagine how they get on. Or if you're a larger person in general, it's just miserable. And year on year, those planes seem to get bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, but the seating seems to get closer and closer together. It's probably my imagination, but I'm not sure it is.
And in this country, in Canada, they are not interested in discounts or low rates of
Not really.
the
Not
cheapest
really.
flight that you can get from our end of East Coast is into the States, and even that
Yeah.
it's more expensive to fly just into the prairies. Like if we were going to Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
to Regina, it's as expensive as if you were just trying to go to if you're going to LA, because the
Yeah.
moment you cross into the States, everything becomes, come on our flight, $60 a flight, $100 a flight. Europe is the exact same way. Oh yeah, fly from here. You can fly from Frankfurt to London for the weekend. Come and do that for only like 40
You can.
pounds.
Yes, you can.
Why don't
Yeah.
we? Ugh, this with
I know.
our lovely tiny 20 people per square kilometer sparse population on the northern frickin' shield of things. Are we ready
But
for
you
this?
can fly to Toronto for about $50 still, if you
How,
aware of it.
when, where, and no. No. That's you've heard of people doing it, and that's because someone waited and waited and waited, and they stayed on standby flights, and they lived in the
I'm talking
airport for
about
4.5 days, and finally were offered an extra seat when there was space for them, and they only paid $50, but they wasted all of their vacation time hanging about in the airport.
while you're swigging that, I'm thinking of Flair and Porter Airlines, which are a lot cheaper if you're aware of them.
But not always. When I've been to Montreal twice in the last couple of years with my daughter, and the cheapest flight is Air Canada.
Okay. I just tasted this. Funnily enough, you said malty. It is sweeter. It has a sweeter, maltier
Ooh,
backbone, but it's so juicy. It's so juicy at the same time. Wow.
really?
It's yeah, man, this is a million miles from the one we just had. A million miles from it.
Mm,
This is
I
this is
agree.
almost mm, mm-hmm. This is not quite alternate reality level, but heading towards it. It's not as sweet and malty as that, but it's certainly
It,
inching towards it. And look at it, mate.
it's nearly
You
brown,
can't
isn't
see
it?
me, can you?
It's orangey brown. Definitely getting towards the burnt
I
sienna. I
I feel like what's his name? That's Steve. What's his name?
Wozniak,
The no, the wrestler. You can't see me. That's what's his name?
John Cena.
Him. John Cena. Steve John Cena. I feel like him when I when I held this up. Steve John Cena. Yeah, I feel like him.
I was going to Steve Jobs. Steve, I don't know why I'm into the computer science Steves, but I had a terrible experience. Well, I took my friend into North Brewing with him being across, and there was a couple
Those
tasty
two
ones.
Sorry, those two don't go out. I've never heard anyone say I had a terrible experience, and then the next thing they say is I took my friend into North Brewing, and I thought those two aren't even connected in any way.
I enjoy the place. I love the brewery. I need to reach out to them again to get them on the show. But two things went wrong when I was in North Brewing that day. One, I ordered a Malternate Reality, and it tasted more like it tasted more like the Session IPA. Honestly, it was not the Malternate Reality that I am used to. And I asked. I said, I wonder if they served me the wrong one. I said, is the Malternate Reality on? And it came out. It was like clear and yellow, and I went, what's this? And it honestly,
told me that.
It tasted more like the Pleasant Disposition. And I wonder, when you've got 3 or 4 IPAs on tap. Oh, I can switch. Speaking of, I got to switch over to Annapolis Brewing. But when you have that many,
Ross, we've talked about the Pleasant Disposition and the Malternate Reality cans in the past. That they kind of look similarish, and if you didn't know, you might mistake one for the other, but not when, of course, not if you're pouring them professionally behind a bar. You wouldn't hope.
Well, but again, at North Brewing, they've got the wall of taps, and everything is a black thing, a black label, and you're just like, whatever, Oh, they wanted an IPA. Here's an IPA, and you forget that you got 3 IPAs. So I thought and hoped it was the wrong one, and I confirmed this. Oh yeah, Malternate Reality, that's the one. And I went, okay, because
So they've changed their recipe.
No, it was really no.
No.
And then the second thing that went wrong about this experience was we were watching this was the Canada versus
They got knocked out 3-0.
Nope, it wasn't that one. It was the
Morocco.
one. It wasn't the win against Morocco. It was the loss to South Africa. No, Switzerland. Who did they lose to? Their third.
They lost to Morocco heavily, 3-0. But that was to be expected. Morocco
that was the round
really tasty.
of 16.
16.
So they won the round of 32, which I was surprised by. But no, this was still qualifying. It was their last qualifying match, and I think it was
right. Yeah, I think it was Switzerland. I think you're right. I think it was red versus red, wasn't it? The whole stadium was red.
I couldn't figure out who was who.
No.
None of them looked Canadian anyway. Two things went wrong. I think I got served the wrong beer, and Canada didn't win a football game. It was on the time. We walked in, and it was at the right time. We said, "Oh, this works out great. We'll watch the game. This is good." And boo hiss, boo hiss. No, we all as soon as Switzerland got the go-ahead goal, the whole crowd, we were all kind of, oh. That's how Canadians boo. We get quiet. We all do, I'll go back to my quiet activities. Yeah, is it your crib or mine?
Do you think the USA? Do you think the USA would react the same way when they were being humped by Belgium the other night? Would they have gone?
Yes. In fact, they get quiet in a different way. They would shout, "Change the channel. Soccer's not even on. I've never heard of the World Cup. Who are you and how did you get here?" And they'd start watching anything else.
Yeah.
Where the USA is winning. Competitive lumberjack throwing.
I'm going to watch the quarterfinals against Norway. England are playing Norway, of all teams. And anyone that doesn't know anything about the game might say, well, England will win that. It's only Norway. No, it ain't that way at all. Not that way at all. Any game in this World Cup. Did you see? I mean, I don't want to get bogged down into the soccer World Cup with you.
We can talk about it. It's okay. We'll get our accents on and start saying things proper.
I mean, Cape Verde. There must be like 8 people that live there. I'm sure of it. They didn't even lose one of the 3 games that they played in the group stage, and they took Argentina, the world champions, right to the wire.
Yep. Yeah,
Verde. I have no idea where it is.
They have been
game.
sort of the famous little delightful underdog. They're the underdogs that everyone wants to like because Canada. normally I think Canada's a bit of an underdog, but we were I
Yeah.
don't know, we were kind of we're this big country. You could find us on a map, so we'll never be an underdog no matter what. And we win other things every now and
No,
then.
you'll find you on a map. That's for sure. Yeah.
And
What about,
yeah,
I
so what do
mean,
we?
Haiti.
I, I have
Haiti were there as well.
I have definitely read things ahead of time that France was going to do well and be a team to beat, and Argentina
Yep.
were going to be a team to beat.
Yep.
I'm excited about Belgium. Well, because all of a sudden, with that nonsense, when they became the darlings of the World Cup because they were going to beat the U.S. and did so, because there was a little
Yeah.
bit of a go U.S. They're a host country. Mexico, the same. Mexico,
Yeah.
Canada, all three of you. It's good that all three of them made it to the round of
Hmm.
16. I think that's quite
Yeah, it really is.
poetically nice. That's good that they did quite well. Then they all got beat by Mexico, England. That I would have been a little worried from an England perspective, but I'm glad they won.
I wasn't.
You
I
weren't that
didn't
worried?
watch it because it was on. It was on late at night, and I was bloody tired. But having heard what a wonderful game of football it was now, I'm rather annoyed I couldn't stay up until the wee small hours to watch it. But I was just so tired, and I had to give in. But I did get up in the middle of the night and check my phone. I thought, they won, because I didn't give England much of a chance after reading all the stuff about Mexico. I haven't lost in that stadium in 20 years. It's a million miles into space, so there's got problems with oxygen and that kind of stuff. And of
Oh, were they
course, there's
playing in Mexico
80,000
City?
screaming. They were playing in the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City, and it's like
It
7,000
it
feet high.
is it
And
is very high up.
yeah, that's right. Which is why they just don't lose. And so they did lose, and England won, and it was actually a bit of a shock. Huh?
Because high altitudes we can do high altitudes, can't we, Jeffrey? Yes.
We can stay upstairs.
I dare say. I dare say,
Yeah,
Cavendish.
it's actually, I mean, you brought up the World Cup. It's actually been a really good, fun World Cup. I've watched quite a lot of games. Sometimes the World Cup is intensely dull because it gets hyped up as the biggest soccer tournament, and all these wonderful countries sort of get to the finals,
Mm,
and then eventually, and some of them are just really boring.
yeah,
But this one's it's had some really
I,
great games, and
I,
it's still going.
I
It's
don't I
good fun.
don't want to. The Ronaldo factor has been the only downside, and I feel like that was a factor in previous World Cups where, oh,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
does your team have someone incredibly famous who
Yeah,
doesn't play in your home country? Cough. Oh God, what's the guy? Beckham. David Beckham.
Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg.
Mm, and then they show up and they're like, "Here I am to win
Yeah,
you all the games," and the rest of the team's like, "Ooh, this." And there's no cohesion. There's no because they don't play together. They don't know. Like, I know there's 15 people, but you have to kind of get to know
superstars.
each other and know where you're
Yeah,
gonna be and play it. I know they have a bit of a practice, but the thing that hurts the World Cup to me is the same thing as the Olympics sometimes. Where Canada, why doesn't Canada win the Olympic Games? We've got the best hockey players. I'm like, you have the best hockey players who get paid millions of dollars to play against each other in a league, not with each other, against each other. So if you have a team that's playing as a team and they're used to playing against each other, you're not bringing home the gold. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. So the Ronaldo factor is what's hurting. Oh God, who Portugal was that? I think.
wow, man, you've got quite deep into that about this Ronaldo factor that you're talking about. You've really thought about this. This is very
Well,
impressive.
I don't follow things I don't follow soccer football very much, but I read stuff as it's posted. And I said, "Oh, have a look at this," and it's video footage. And then they said, "Look at this guy. Look at Ronaldo in this game. He's not receiving any passes. He's wide open over here. He's not getting this, and he's just walking before the play starts instead of sprinting. And by comparison, here's what Messi is doing over here in Argentina." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I am seeing a difference, even being completely. I am a total noob to all of this factor.
Rebecca says to me we were watching. I said I would really like to watch the Spain versus Portugal game because it sounds like it's going to be a cracker. Spain Portugal, and then we watched it, and my God, was it boring! It was one of the worst games I've ever seen in the World Cup. Certainly one of the worst games in this World Cup. Anyway, and Rebecca said, "Why is the camera always on that guy?" And I said, "That's Cristiano Ronaldo." And I said, "Not only has he been in the top 2 players of the year in the world for the last 20 years. He happens to be now 41 years old in incredible shape. I mean, the guy is an Adonis." And I said, "And I'm not gay, Rebecca, but my God, he's good looking." So I'm like, this guy has got everything.
Honestly,
and
if
apparently,
he kissed me in the hallway, I'd blush. That's you know that's right. I'm not prepared to go any further than that.
Yeah.
But if he gave me just like a little peck on the cheek in a hallway passing by, I'd be all like.
I was going to say she didn't deny it. That's for sure. When I said that.
Oh, I am envious. I am envious
nice
of the athleticism and body of, I would say, 100% of the players in this World Cup.
Apart from the tattoos put me off. Why do they all have to have tattoos?
Well, I mean, here I am. I'm showing off all of my stupid farmer tan nonsense over here. But
you know these things. They all have to do this tribal thing where they start there and they do it. That's right. I'm like, oh God.
When I first we're completely, what is this, a beer show? Anyway, when I first suggested that I wanted a Nintendo controller tattoo on my arm, the first tattoo parlor I approached, do you call them tattoo? The first tattoo place, sorry, to tattoo business, and I didn't even get past the receptionist. Where I said what I wanted. She said, "Oh yeah, well have a look at some of these." And she looked up some of them, and they were these big, huge. The sleeve starts up here and all the way down, and there's like vines around it, and a snake eating its own toenails. And I thought, no, I just want one little. And she says, "Oh, I don't think they'll want to do that. They won't want to be a part of anything that small, that diminutive."
Really?
And I went, okay, and left and did it somewhere else because I just want this. I don't want my entire arm to be. And no shade towards my wife, who does want, she wants to complete this thing that, again, it's the artwork, and she wants the whole thing to be a whole thing. But I know, and I see people all the time, and there's this weird little thing where it comes down to a perfect straight line. Why is that? Why can we get to the wrist and know if you're gonna put ink on every square inch of your arm, but oh no, this is the line we do not cross, do not go past that. I don't get that. I think it's just,
I've never got it.
It's more of me feeling like,
We're getting old.
Did my soul take the wrong exit and I end up on the wrong planet? I was born here. I am. Okay, what's going on? They're like, we're doing these things. I'm like, I think 5 of those 7 things you're doing are silly. So where's the spot for me? And then I moved to the.
There's no originality. There's no originality in the soccer players now. They all have to have one. It's almost like as soon as they become a professional footballer, I'm now going, where's your sleeve? Oh, I'm going on Monday. I'm going to go and get it on Monday. Oh, well, good, because otherwise you're not a professional footballer unless you've got a sleeve going on.
And the haircut is nothing along the sides. You've got it's
that's
not,
the thing I've
it's not
seen.
Even the mohawk, it's the faux hawk, because it doesn't have to be long or spiky or impressive. You're not up there with a really good punk rock mohawk. It's just kind of this. It's just your regular haircut, but you buzz the sides of it.
I'm now being eaten alive,
Oh,
but
sorry.
I don't mind because I've got this really good beer in my hand right now,
This is an
which
excellent NEIPA. I would
I'm
drink this.
liking this.
It's slightly more bitter than I would like to take it,
Right.
but still very good. And if I'm saying an 8.95 for Mr. Martok, then I think the Fundy Haze has got to be at least a 9.2.
Oh, it's killing it for me. I'm glad I went with the 8 because if I'd gone too high, then I would have had nowhere to go with this. This is to me a far nicer brew. It's equally smooth. But of course it does have the Northeast, the New England profile, which I love. The juiciness, less hoppy, but it also has it's got a bit of the malty sweet thing going on as well. I love it.
I'm just
I love it.
waiting for you to say 8.1. I'm just waiting.
8 yes, 8,
It's far
8
superior. Far superior. Oh my goodness, so much better than an 8.0. Oh, this is an 8.1 if I'm not completely insane. If I were to be shot in the face tomorrow, this is an 8.1 NEIPA.
8.05. It's a 9. It's a 9.
It's a 9?
It's
Okay.
a beauty.
Oh.
I love it. I really do like it. I could have another one of these, no problem. No problem at all.
And even at
And
coming
yeah,
in
weirdly,
at 6.0, your
I was
so-called
about
crazy Canadians percentage cough.
no, I was about to say, Ross, the session IPA. I wouldn't want too many of them, even though it was perfectly fine.
Really?
I just found it a bit like you can't call it bland. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. You're not going. It was a little lacking in flavour. This ain't doing that. This is not lacking in flavour. No.
Bland. I think I'm still ordering a second if the server comes around. Will you have another? Yeah, I would.
Oh, no, I haven't done that for a while. I would have a second of these, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm going to be able to though, because the problem is, when she leaves, I'm going to say, "Oh yeah, but I've got to drink that milkshake IPA, and that's 6.8 afterwards. So maybe you should hold off on it."
It's a little higher. It's a bit
Yeah,
more.
it
It's
is.
a bit more up there. For yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
we need to stop talking about global football and get on to Church Brewing Company out of Wolfville, Nova Scotia has the Milkshake IPA, which basically means it's an IPA and they've added some lactose to it, which is curious because my kits have just pour in the lactose, just throw the lactose in there, and I did, but it is whipping in there at a 6.8% ABV.
Yes.
And I have some terrible news. The good news, I love the art. The art makes it look like a creamsicle. I'm really looking forward to this one. The
This
problem,
part here, the bit with the stained glass window. Look at it. It's an orange.
it's orangey, isn't it? It's a bit
It's
orangey.
such an orange.
And
Yeah,
I
it is.
did sneak a peek while I was searching for these, and someone did say it's got a bit of an orange twist, and I wonder if that's just sort of like a response, just a psychological response to what you're seeing on there. I'll ask my daughter when she goes to psychological university.
Oh yeah, psychology. Yeah.
She's doing all that, and just the where you get the idea of orange and milkshake and the orange in the stained glass on the top there. It even says, "Oh look, it says Sweetums at the very top." That's cute. But the problem is that on the website, churchbrewing.ca/products/milkshake-IPA, bam, immediately below Milkshake IPA, it says soft and dreamy vanilla stout.
Oh, okay, a vanilla stout, even though it looks all orangey.
Well,
Interesting.
Church Brewing also have a vanilla stout.
Ah, okay.
So I'm wondering if it was just kind of a Control C, Control V kind of situation. Oi,
Right.
oi, Oi, I don't know why they
Copy
talk like
and
this, but
paste.
it's going to happen. Oi, we've made a new milkshake IPA. Right, put it on the
And we
website.
Yeah,
Well,
and we need it. We need to print the cans in
oh,
5 minutes.
oh,
So make sure you.
just copy it. Just copy it from the most recent one we've done. Oh my goodness, you're such a problem. You know, nothing but wine, nothing but this lip service. All ever since you got here, we only hired you because your uncle said you were good for lifting, and you're not even good for lifting. Every time you got a 40-pound bag of sugar, you say you're bad back, and it's not going to let you lift it. You're just completely useless. You're just milk toast over there. Sorry, I've gone down a very weird rabbit hole of complaining about this poor Church Brewing Company. A caveat, little asterisk here. Note: none of us here at Drink NS Dry think that the staff of the Church Brewing Company are being
Something like
abused
that.
by a totalitarian British fascist from the 1940s. Yet. Anyway, so I don't have a description for this one. I don't have anything. I've tried looking it up, and I'm getting nowhere on the Milkshake IPA.
So we just need to try it then.
I think
That's
so.
we're going to be. Yeah, we're going to. I'm slowly pushing away. I'm pushing you away, Ross. I hope you don't mind because I've got my table situated so that I was kind of blocked in, and now because the mosquitoes are now really massing, I'm having to change my situation, my position. What time do these buggers normally start really bearing down on us? Because there were very few,
Dusk.
and now there seems to be a lot.
You've got about 15 minutes before they get really serious.
Okay, well,
What
let's have it.
what I need you to do? Have you cracked the can on this?
I'm doing that now. I've been
Crack
otherwise
the can
engaged.
and get your snoot right in there for a smell.
Right.
And if you can find
Orange or vanilla?
any odor whatsoever, I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. It's
6.8. That's okay.
I'm getting
Ross?
no smell, no hop, no sweetness, no lactose, no milkshake. I'm it
Right.
it smells like a
No,
cup of
earlier
tap
on,
water.
I had not had the Martok IPA before. You had when you had been skiing or
True.
something
Yeah.
weird up at Martok.
At the
Okay.
ski hill, like an athlete.
I have had this Milkshake IPA,
Have
one
you?
can previously. I have.
Okay.
It was a good few months ago. It was a good few months ago, and I remember thinking at the time, I like that a lot.
Hmm.
So, spoiler alert, I think I'm gonna like this, but I hear what you're saying. I'm not when I've got my nose in there, I'm not being smacked with anything distinctive at this stage.
There's
Right. So this is the one I have had, but the other two I hadn't, and I was okay with them. But I know I'm gonna like this. My face is red. Have you seen? The IPA is doing it.
Is that the answer? Is that the answer? We've had a full 473 milliliters of a 5.3 IPA. We've had another I only have a dainty finger left of either of them, of a 5.3 and a 6.0. Is that why I can't smell anything? I don't believe that.
I don't think that's the case. I'm leaving these two because I said to Rebecca, "Do you want to do an IPA?" And she does, but she's otherwise engaged. So I'm leaving these little bits for her.
How is your delightful housemate?
Oh, she's fine.
Good.
Absolutely fine. How's yours? I saw your delightful housemace yesterday briefly while I was dropping off the beer.
I will call her my housemace from now on.
And if Wesley gets any cuter, he's going to be eaten.
I know. Well, we do that on the regular. We serve him up. That's basically dinner. It's a little chunk of baby fat. Cough.
Yes, he's the cutest little blighter. Let's stick this in there.
There's stuff.
It's orange. It's
Very,
almost as orange as the
very
can.
orange. The the reviews, because since I couldn't find it, since I found I want to say typo at Church Brewing Company, but one of them was untapped. I did blink at and look at it. It said super orangey, no bite at all, and a really super smooth, creamy mouthfeel.
Okay.
As
That's
an
what they said.
untapped review, which is a lot better than it's good.
No bite at all. I wonder what they meant by that.
Well,
no bite. I.e., it doesn't give that. It's just really smooth and easy to drink.
Yep.
Is that what they mean? I wonder.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I cannot get any further description of the Milkshake IPA from Church Brewing Company.
Right.
So we're kind of going blind here. But I've got the whole thing in my glass, in my church pint glass here.
Got the whole thing in your glass, in the church thing, pint glass thing.
Well done, throwing a hymn into the Church Brewing Company.
What a hymn was it? Oh, okay.
Is it a hymn, or is it just, what is the difference between like a catchy faith-based song and a hymn? Because a hymn is probably a bit more of oh hey.
This should be good. This should be good. Ross, go on.
Hallelujah. And is it something, I don't know the words.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. I have a musical memory, not a lyrical memory. I will always remember the tune. I will never remember the words that I sang, except the word hallelujah. That is a hymn. I'll give you that.
Whereas, if Cat Stevens sings, "Morning has broken like the first morning," you know it's got religious overtones, but it's not a hymn.
Yeah,
I hear you. So he's got the whole world in his hands.
He's
is
got the
latter,
whole world in his. You know, you get back to 70s classic rock, really blurred like, oh, Jesus is just all right with me. Jesus is just all right with me.
Hippie.
Some things happened. I had a classic rock question. This bugs me. I had a classic rock question because I had what I thought was a prog rock song stuck in my head, and here, okay, long story short, I cannot remember the tune that was stuck in my head to this day. But I thought it sounded like a Pink Floyd song, so I went back and I listened to a playlist of Pink Floyd's greatest hits, and I had a great time. I thought what I had stuck in my head was part of the, oh God, now I can't even remember that one. Diamonds. No, it was
Shine on You Crazy Diamond.
I thought it was part of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, but apparently it was not. Oh, it almost came to the forward of my head just a second ago, and it's gone again. But so yeah, the church music. To bring us all the way back, is there a difference between spiritual pop songs and hymns?
Yeah. I mean, that's a rhetorical question. Yeah, of course there is.
Good. All right. Well, that's fair.
No, there you go. Okay, good.
Back to the beer show. How's yours? Mine's fitting perfectly in the glass.
I haven't tried it, but as I told you, I have tried it.
All right. Well, how about it?
Right.
The smell is nothing town. Absolutely nothing.
No, it's not. It's pretty smellless, odorless. Excuse me. What do you think of that, Ross? Can I say the word a creamy, a smooth, full-bodied, rich-ish, orangey, slightly citrusy, slightly orangey, subtly. It's that whoever it was that you said the intern that got given the job to copy and paste it. Yeah, vanilla, none,
Oh, they're
0.
fired. They're so fired. Whoever's in charge
Get
of
out of here.
churchbrewing.ca needs to be fired.
Right.
I'll
There's
take
no
the whole thing
vanilla
over.
in it. Maybe well, I don't know.
You are right. I was listing off everything that you said. You are right. Up to and again, this it's 6 months from now. I have so many questions for my daughter about the psychology of suggestion. If you put a milkshake, if you put something in a can and call it a milkshake IPA and make the can orange, and there is enough. I don't want to say this has lack of flavor, but it's a delightfully non-hoppy, non-bitter. The lactose is cutting out a lot of things, and so it's allowing it to lean into a sweet, malty, bready flavor. But if you make your can orange, hell yes, I can imagine an orange creamsicle flavor happening.
You think I've been fooled then?
Yeah. I think everyone's been fooled, because the more I question my taste buds on the way down, I keep saying it says orange, and I'm like, really?
I got orange. I'm getting orange.
Yeah,
I'm getting a slight tanginess from orange.
And I said, really? And the taste bud said, I don't know, maybe not. It might just be malty. And it might just be caramelly, because look at the brown, the brune aisle is caramel. It's a sweetness, it's a maltiness. The orange is in your mind. The citrus is in your mind.
I'm not buying that. I am getting a subtle oranginess from it. I hear what you're saying, and I I understand the theory, Ross. I really do, but I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm getting a tangerininess from this brew. Just a very subtle orangey, tangerine clementine thing. All I'm doing is throwing orange fruits at you and carrots. I'm getting a carroty thing.
Pumpkins and carrots.
I'm getting it. I am getting it.
The similarities
and you
to
can't tell me I'm not.
The similarities to what the church does to its own congregations on the brainwashing of suggestive nature is not lost on me. I won't deny.
What was that beer that we had? Where halfway through, someone had said, "Hang on a minute. If you put this in a different can and called it a completely different thing, it would win a different category." The power of suggestion.
Yeah, that was the Scotian export, which they thought was a red, and then they rebranded it as an ESB, and it won.
Okay, well, that might be the exact opposite of what you're actually suggesting, in that people saw through it and said it doesn't taste anything like what you're saying it is. However, you need to call it something else.
There is a bit of that where they drank it and they said, "No, it doesn't really taste like a red." Because with this one, it's just a lactose IPA. So it's very similar, because the lactose is cutting down on all of the hop overtones and making it it relies on the malt, because the hop goes away, because the lactose kicks it out of bed for eating crackers, and now you're just a malty IPA. And where does your brain go with a gap? There's a huge hole sitting there, and your brain sees this and says, well, that it's just a creamsicle then, isn't it? And your brain, your eyes fill your taste buds with what it sees.
What do you? I'm going to ask a really silly question. Do you like it?
Yes. Oh, it's delicious. Right. I love it. I
isn't it?
love it because it's it's so much like this is the alternate reality that I was hoping to get at that stupid soccer game that the dang Canadians
Yeah.
didn't win.
It's very, very sweet, but it's way creamier than a alternate reality. It's not as malty. It's just an altogether sweeter. It's
That's the
like a
lactose, but
freaking
yeah,
milkshake. It's like a and that's the power. I guess that's what you're talking about. Am I being fooled? But it's like a
you're not
milkshake.
being fooled into the milkshake. You're being fooled into the orange. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think I am.
You're being fooled visually by the orange. Because
Okay.
the sweet flavor is not citrus; it's just sweet.
Okay, fair enough. Do you think it's vanilla?
Yeah.
You think it's vanilla?
Yeah. On there's
Okay.
they list the ingredients. Oh, it does say something.
What's it say?
It doesn't say much. It says
Oh.
yum with 3 M's. a dreamy. Here's the thing. So on the Church Brewings, it's a soft and dreamy vanilla stout. No, it's a dreamy creamsicle milkshake IPA. Enough said.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's, but you think the sweetness is coming from vanilla?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm okay. Well, I feel disappointed in myself that I'm being duped into thinking something is something
And it's
by the color of the and the shading of the can.
it's one of those Kuva Labs things. If everything was in a black
Yeah.
can, what would you taste? What
Yeah.
would you taste it differently? We got to get Luke on here again. We got to say, Luke, you got to get the Milkshake IPA and I don't know where I'm going with all these voices, but I'm also questioning the
these
fact
voices
that
are
every
great
single one of
voices.
their descriptions seem to include dreamy. Does Church Brewing Company want us to be asleep constantly? I'm calm.
What I'm doing now is, of course, is tasting peanuts, which is not helping me at all. If I'm trying
I
to
doubt it.
to discern orange from vanilla, and I'm eating peanuts, I'm not helping myself. But I'm not looking at the can. I'm trying not to think of the color orange.
Okay.
And now
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
let me post it in your brain. Oh, you're gonna try it. I just
vanilla.
here is a lactose IPA. So we've added lactose to the IPA. It kind of dulls a little bit of the hop profile, so it'll make it a little bit more of a maltier thing. Give it a try.
I can't drink too much of it because there's hardly any left. This is bloody lovely.
It's very good. Oh, I'd like more of this.
Mm-hmm.
I would like more of this, and I'm glad it's there on the website.
It's so creamy. It's ridiculously creamy and flavoursome. And whether it's vanilla or orange or hamburger flavour, I really don't care right now. This is so lovely. And I would have thought the same thing if it were an hour ago. And the fact that it's come off the back of the other two, I don't think is going to make any difference. I still really enjoy this beer. And like I said, I did try this several months ago and thought at the time, oh God, I can't wait till I have that again. It's not beer. It's milkshake.
It is very much like the alternate reality. How much we enjoy the alternate reality, but you're getting the creaminess. I agree.
Smoother.
The creaminess, the milkshakiness
Creamier.
of a lactose, and I feel when we've tried a couple of lactose ones, like a lactose stout, the Garrison, the Deja Moo, it didn't quite.
Absolutely. I was
sat
thinking,
weird with me.
Isn't that weird? You should bring that up because I was totally going to bring that up when you were talking about the lactose. We'd done the Deja Moo twice, I believe, and the first time we tried it, I was not really in love with it. I thought it was gimmicky. The can was cool, and the name of it was cool because it was a punny, and it said it was a creamy this and creamy stout, and I was really disappointed with it. And weirdly, we did it again, and I thought, wow, was I? Did I miss it? Oh, I had it a second time. I know I had it a second
Yeah,
time,
you probably
and
followed
I
it. I've
thought,
had it
wow,
since.
I thought this is really tasty. I really did come around to it the second time around. First time I just thought it was a cute can and a nice pun. But the second time it won me over. This won me over the first time I drank it a couple of months ago. I think it's bloody lovely. I don't care whether uh, I really don't. If I'm being duped into thinking this is a slightly tangy, orangey affair just by the can, I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to accept that. I am fodder to your whim, Church Brewing, because I've fallen for you, and I'm gonna have another one of these, uh, really, really quickly. I love it. It's a 9.3.
That's exactly what I did. I had just finished writing my 9.3.
Ah, good.
It is really really good, and
Yeah,
I mean points for the subtlety and the psycho pseudo
psychobabble.
manipulation.
Yeah.
And,
In
well,
fact, let's give them more. Let's give them more because they're
oh, it's
it's 9.5
10.1. It's a
because
10.3
because
out
that
of 11.
because they made me think it was something that it wasn't. I feel like I can see it now.
with the little with the clockwork orange things prying your
That's
eyelids apart.
clockwork orange. That's what it is. It's an orange thing. It's delicious. Hey Ross,
Mm.
I'm out of here. Good night.
A little tiny bit of this left, but it's very good. We did the triumphant return of it has been a number of weeks. It's been slightly over a month, and that has been my fault, not Ian's fault. He does go away every now and then, and I it is up to me to try to organize things, and it's been a busy month, so I apologize. But we are back, and we're in talks. We're hoping to talk to a few other breweries going forward. I I can I can see, even though Ian has vacated his seat, there are insects flying across the video feed. That's quite good. So, but we are here again from now on. I know we've been gone, but we're back. We're back. We're here Wednesdays live. YouTube.com/@ drinknsdry. You can follow our podcast on all the podcasty places. I'm going to start uploading to that again. Oh my god, I need to get on top of that. We're in Drink NS Dry on the Instagram, the TikToks, the YouTubes, Facebook, maybe something. And I think we post to the Maritime Craft Brewers Appreciators. I don't know, Maritime Craft Brew, some kind of Facebook page. But the main thing is that the YouTube page, and that we're back here every Wednesday night live, 8 to 9, and you can talk in the chat, and we do actually respond. So I want to thank definitely I want to thank Schoolhouse Brewery, and I want to thank the Annapolis Brewing Company in Annapolis Royal, and the Church Brewing Company in Wolfville, and of course my co-host Ian for joining me tonight. Sorry we didn't get to the Polyanna. I apparently am bringing that on my own at some point. I'm going to enjoy it and see what Ian thinks about it, and we'll get to there. But we'll see you again next week. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night.